My goodness.
Like a croissant.
Mexican croissant, yeah. Seriously, it's so good. Today we're making traditional flour tortillas, 3 ingredients, not counting water. When it comes to homemade, these tortillas are perfect, delicious, a delicacy, and can take any dish to the next level. Starting out with the dry ingredients, which is 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Season it with 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. I like to use my hands to mix everything until it is well combined. Traditionally, lard is what's used as a form of fat for this recipe. We're gonna be using 5 tablespoons. I rendered it a few days ago, so if you want that recipe, I'm gonna link it down below. Get it well distributed. I like to kind of rub it in between my hands so you get these crumbs all throughout the mix. The lard is soft, it just incorporates easier. I've got some hot water. It has to be hot, but you don't have to burn yourself. So just as long as you can handle it, we should be good. I'm gonna add it gradually. Typically, I use about 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. But be cautious, add it gradually. Knead in between additions, feel the dough. Stop adding the water once all of the ingredients are fully incorporated. They come together and the dough feels soft. If it still feels dry, add a tablespoon of water at a time. A dry dough is going to equal dry tortillas. We're looking fully moistened. Transfer the dough into a non-stick working area so that we continue to knead for 5 to 8 minutes. This dough has to be smooth, soft, and elastic. Dough is looking great. While I was kneading, I noticed I needed a tad bit more water, so I simply moistened my hands and incorporated it while I was kneading. Look, we've got a smooth ball. Shape it, and you see how it holds its shape? We've got structure. Not sticking to my hands. I'm gonna divide them into 3-ounce balls. Roll these tightly first. You can do it by hand. Tuck the sides as you tighten it. Roll it with your hands. Or you can do it on the countertop. Place both of the balls under your palms and simply rotate. Apply a small amount of pressure just to make sure that they're tightening, and you should be able to feel how the balls tighten as you rotate. You don't have to do 2 at a time, you can do 1. Sheet pan lined with parchment paper, and I'm going to rub my hands with a little more lard. Coat each ball. Cover them with plastic wrap and let them rest anywhere from 30 minutes to 1 hour. The longer the better, because this is where that gluten is gonna relax and it's gonna allow the tortillas to shape easier. Dust your surface with flour, and we're gonna work with 1 ball at a time. Do a little flour on top as well. Flatten it with your fingers, keeping that round shape. With a rolling pin, shape it into a round tortilla. I'm talking about 10 to 11 inches in diameter. And that dough feels as soft as your earlobe. I'm not gonna touch it, but you know what I'm talking about. Be gentle with it, rotate it as many times as needed. Avoid any ribs, folds, because that can prevent the tortilla from puffing. And we all get a satisfaction out of it. This one's ready. These are very thin. You can actually see my hand through it. I like to roll all of my tortillas first, then move on to cooking. Recently, I've been placing the rolled tortillas between lightly floured sheets of parchment paper, and it works really well. They do become softer and more delicate the longer they rest, but in my experience, they stay easy to handle for about 25 to 30 minutes. If you need more time, I recommend rolling and cooking them in batches. Alternatively, you can place the rolled tortillas side by side on a lightly floured countertop if you have the space, which gives you a bit more flexibility. I always keep the tortillas in order, with the first one rolled staying on top of the stack. That way it goes on the comal first after getting the longest rest, which often encourages a better puff. Speaking of the comal, the exact temperature can vary depending on the material, but one thing stays the same: it needs to be fully heated before the tortilla goes on. For me, this carbon steel comal sweet spot is around 490 to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the tortilla hits the surface, surface, you'll notice small bubbles begin to form and the dough slowly change in color. That's your sign that it's cooking. Time for that first flip. On this comal, that's usually around 45 to 50 seconds. What you're looking for is a few golden brown spots and no burning. I can give you approximate times, but honestly, learning to read the tortilla is far more important than watching the clock. And after that flip, I'm looking for the same signs on the second side, more bubbles and a few golden brown spots, which usually takes another 25 to 30 seconds. This is often when the tortilla begins to puff. I'll gently move it around the comal to help it benefit from the most consistent heat. Then give it one final flip and let it finish cooking for another 10 to 15 seconds before removing it from the heat. Be careful when flipping or handling puffed tortillas as they trap hot steam inside. A spatula comes in handy for this task. As soon as each tortilla comes off the comal, wrap it in a clean kitchen towel or place it in a tortilla warmer. And if your tortillas don't puff, don't worry. As long as they're fully cooked, have a few golden brown spots and are kept covered while they steam, they'll still turn out delicious. Mira eso. Ooh. Like anything, flour tortillas gets easier with practice. The learning curve is absolutely worth it. The reward is a tortilla that's soft, flexible, and packed with flavor. As Nelson likes to call them, they're the Mexican version of a croissant. And honestly, I have to agree, they make just about every Mexican meal so much better. I'm gonna give you the honors, Nelson.
Let's get one out.
They're still nice and warm and delicious.
And pliable.
Break the bread.
Alright, this one is smaller.
They're so soft.
Wow. Obviously, you can add anything to them, but you can taste, even like that without putting anything on them, tastes like bread.
Nicely seasoned. Kind of flaky. Honestly, I'm looking at these and oh my goodness.
Like a croissant.
I think you mentioned that before. Mexican croissant, yeah. No, seriously, it's so good.
Wow. Can't you eat this with coffee or
Atole? Yeah, I'm from Michoacan. In my little town, we literally dip it like this in the atole. Or like have it on the side of like a hot,
really
sweet beverage. If you haven't tried it, you have to. It's so good. Full print of a recipe on villacocina.com.
Yeah, this is like a croissant.
So good. Bye, everyone.